You know, the world of AI moves at an absolutely breakneck speed. But every once in a while, something happens that makes everybody just stop and stare. Today, we're going to break down one of those exact moments, a serious standoff between a top AI developer and the US government that really brings up some huge questions about our future.
Yeah, this right here, this is the sentence that kicked this whole thing off. It sounds simple, right? But packed inside is this massive conflict over power, over control, and really over who gets to decide where AI is heading. So let's unpack what was really going on behind this headline.
So, to really wrap our heads around this, we first need to understand who we're talking about. Because this wasn't just some small disagreement. This was a clash of titans, a collision between two totally different worlds with completely different goals.
So on one side, you've got Anthropic. They're an AI research company, and their whole world is about pushing the boundaries of what's possible, about innovation, about speed. On the other side, the US Department of Defense. Their entire reason for being is caution, control, and national security. You can already see the problem, can't you? It's the classic conflict. Move fast and break things versus, please, for the love of God, don't break anything.
Okay, so how did this whole thing actually go down? It's really important to get this part right. This wasn't some polite suggestion or a friendly heads up. No, the source material is very clear. The DoD issued a direct warning, and that warning was completely ignored.
Let's just park on that word for a second. Warning. Think about it. When an organization like the Department of Defense uses that word, it's not casual. It means they've flagged a serious, legitimate risk, something they think is dangerous enough to demand a full stop. So what on earth had them so worried?
And here it is. This is the heart of the matter. The DoD wasn't freaking out about the AI existing. Their problem was with the controls on the AI. And that's a really subtle but absolutely critical difference. Their fear was all about who, or maybe what, was ultimately holding the leash.
And that, right there, leads us to this really big, kind of scary question. When we're talking about a lack of control over an AI this smart, what are we actually saying? What happens when a system that's designed to think for itself starts coloring outside the lines? Way outside the lines.
On paper, this definition seems pretty straightforward, right? Controlled just means guardrails, safety switches, an off button. Think of it like brakes on a supercar. The DoD's warning was basically them shouting, hey, we're not sure that car has any brakes, or if they'll even work when it's going 200 miles an hour.
All right, so the stage is set. You've got this formal warning from one of the most powerful organizations on the planet, and honestly, the entire AI industry was holding its breath, watching to see what Anthropic would do. Their next move was going to set a massive precedent for everybody.
And their answer? Well, it couldn't have been more blunt. They refused. Point blank. This wasn't a negotiation. It wasn't a, we'll look into it. It was a hard no. A direct decision to keep the foot on the gas, effectively declaring that their progress wasn't going to be dictated by government oversight. It was a definitive line drawn in the sand.
And this is exactly why that one word, refused, is such a huge deal. Let's just walk through the implications here. First, a powerful AI just kept getting more powerful, even after a major national security red flag was raised. Second, the fundamental disagreement about safety, it just got kicked down the road, totally unresolved. And maybe the biggest one, a precedent was set. Now, the next time a government agency has concerns, everyone is going to look back at this moment.
So where does that leave us? What's the fallout from a confrontation like this? Well, while the servers at Anthropic kept humming and the AI kept learning, this whole event left a permanent mark on the relationship between the people creating AI and the governments trying to keep up.
This right here really nails the big picture. We're now dealing with this massive chasm between two worlds that are moving at completely different speeds. It's like two tectonic plates grinding against each other. The plate of lightning-fast innovation and the plate of slow, deliberate governance. This event didn't create that gap, but man, it sure showed us just how wide it's become.
And so we're left with this. At the end of the day, who gets the final say on the future of AI? Is it the developers, the innovators, the ones building this stuff at a jaw-dropping pace? Or is it the governments, the institutions that are supposed to ensure our collective safety and security? This whole affair didn't give us an answer. It just made the question so loud, you just can't ignore it anymore.